one.
You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
It's April Madness. That's right. We're going to talk about April Fool's pranks and other things like Brandon's counting skills. It's Apathetic Enthusiasm.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome to Apathetic Enthusiasm, AE, as we call it for short. I am Brandon. That is my friend, my longtime friend, pal, confidant, Travis. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on this episode.
Thank you for being a friend.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited, Travis, and here's why.
Just can't hide it.
I wasn't excited literally like 30 seconds ago, but now I'm super stoked because the great Phil Root is in the chat. I mean, Greg, you're in the chat. I'm always excited to talk to you, Greg, but
Obviously.
but Phil is here.
Gracing us with his presence on a Monday night of all things.
Yeah. And you're a Florida man. Not the Florida man, but you're a Florida man, and the fact that you're hanging out with us so late in your evening.
You're listening to Apathetic Enthusiasm, and this is NPR. Florida man on Monday night was found hanging out in a Twitch chat for two starry-eyed podcasters.
The most mediocre Florida man story. There's not even like a punchline to it. Anyway, welcome to Apathetic Enthusiasm. There's a few things we want to do at the start of the show, which we always do at the start of the show, and that is introduce our housekeeping, our social media presence, which I have none of that up. So I'll start by saying Twitter. I'll say Twitter.
Yeah, we're on Twitter at Apathusiast. You, of course, are at Barnyard Cruise. I am at Jogomino.
That's right, of course.
We occasionally spend time on Facebook, facebook.com/Apathetic Enthusiasm Show. You can send us emails. Send us some questions. Brandon loves answering questions on the podcast. apatheticenthusiasmshow@gmail.com.
I don't dislike answering questions on the podcast.
I know. Where's the lie? Where's the April Foolin' at? You tell me. We're on Instagram, apathetic_enthusiasm, where you can get a whole lot of reels right up in your face. So many reels going up on Instagram these days. And then also apatheticenthusiasm.com. That is our website. As we mentioned, we are streaming live right now on Twitch, twitch.tv/apatheticenthusiasm. You can catch us most Monday nights around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then a huge thank you to all of the patrons over at patreon.com/apatheticenthusiasm.
I'm just I know. For our audio listener, I'm just seeing what the delay is on the Twitch chat. But now
By shaking your head violently?
Yeah, but now I have to explain that to Travis while you are listening to this episode.
It was extremely distracting while I was trying to do social media.
That's not my fault. You got to be a stalwart professional.
I should be a stalwart professional. You're right. That's on me. If you're starting a podcast, use AEPod for your promo code. I'm not going to tell you what website to use. Just use the code AEPod.
Definitely don't go to blueberry.com and use that code.
Don't go it.
We are not there. We are not there. We are over on Red Circle. It doesn't matter where we are.
We changed colors.
Oh my God. I didn't even notice that, Travis. That's great.
For real?
That's great. Honestly, I didn't even put those two things together.
Okay.
I'm just, Blueberry, Red Circle, Bluehost. We are just stuck with these colored
So many colors. Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
It is true. Well, good news. We are already into the second quarter of what is sure to be a phenomenal 2023.
Woo!
That's right. The month of April is here, and as is the custom in the United States and also other places with lack of honesty and trustworthiness, we like to celebrate a little thing called April Fools. That's right. April 1st was this weekend, and we have made it a bit of a custom in this podcast history to play a little game on the podcast where we look back at some of the potential April Fool's pranks, but instead of just looking at them on their own, we play a little game where I will quiz Brandon, who is generally not super keyed in to all of the April Fool's pranks. And so I'm going to
I avoid him. I avoid him generally. Yeah.
Internet blackout for the entire day. Never goes online, doesn't watch any mainstream media. Yeah, he just won't do it.
I don't do it.
I won't do it.
I refuse to take part in the media fool's machine.
So I need to make one little note in my Google Doc here.
All right. And I'm not, so we have a shared Google Doc. That's how we do our show notes. I am not looking at the Google Doc. That's why I didn't.
I put this in my personal Google Doc.
Oh,
I
really?
kept you right out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And do I have a surprise for you later in the show after we're done with this April Fool's bit?
Yikes.
Do I have a surprise for you bitch?
I hope so. So as Brandon and I struggled to figure out what the heck we were going to talk about tonight, while I half paid attention to podcasting and half paid attention to college basketball, we remembered, hey, it is April Fool's. Let's play the game. So I went out and I pulled 8 April Fool's pranks. These are mass media April Fool's jokes. 4 of them are real in the sense that a company actually did this April Fool's prank. None of the ideas are actually real, but 4 of these things are things that companies actually did. 4 of them are completely made up by me within the span of about 15 minutes. So,
and let's go ahead and set the stage, the backdrop for what this competition is. We've done this every year, in some way, shape,
Mostly.
or form, for the most part.
mostly,
right?
yeah.
And Travis and I, in preparation for this episode, were like, what the hell do we have to talk about? We have zero to talk about.
Nothing.
I don't know. We haven't consumed any new media. We haven't consumed any new media together. We're not playing anything that we haven't already talked about on the show. AI, like all these things. We're like, this is basically what we're doing. What the hell do we have to talk about? And so, at the top of the hour, the quarter after the hour, like, oh yeah, it was April Fool's. We haven't done an April Fool's special. Like, do your magic, Travis.
It's perfect. All right.
Magic.
So here we go. Without any further ado, the order of these questions were randomly decided by our podcast producer, ChatGPT. So I am going to start with this first April Fool's prank. This was a tweet that was sent out on Saturday saying that the Twitter headquarters is going to be moving to the city of Miami in Florida. This is the tweet.
And
moving to Miami.
And my job is to say whether or not it's your April Fool's or if it was the real April Fool's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's fake. I'm gonna say this is yours.
Okay. You're wrong.
Damn.
So.
I need to. Wait. What? Oh, here you go. There we go.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So this was an actual April Fool's prank. This is from the mayor of Miami. He tweeted that they are thrilled to announce that they're hosting a press conference with Elon Musk and Twitter in the Magic City. It was an April Fool's joke. Twitter is not actually moving to Miami, but he had announced that they were moving and then had to retcon it. So yeah, so this was Twitter's not going anywhere. As many questionable decisions as Elon Musk has made in the past, they are in fact not moving to Miami. So 0 for 1, but that's okay. You still have you still have a big chance here. Okay.
All right,
moving on. The next, this is from the Razer brand of computer accessories.
Okay.
And this is the Razer Razor. So this is an actual peripheral that you can use to shave with. The razor.
Razor. I'm gonna go fake on that one. I want to say that's yours too.
That 0 for 2,
Damn.
Brandon.
I was like, he's gonna try to trick me and put 2 in a row.
Again, question order selected by our intern ChatGPT.
Thanks, Chat.
But this was another actual April Fool's prank. Low hanging fruit, I think, right? But this was an April Fool's prank that they put out there. Feel sharp, play sharp. Things can get hairy when you're on a bad losing streak. Thankfully, we've got the solution that'll shave the day. Put on your best game face with the Razor, the world's first shaving mouse powered by Razer Chroma RGB, designed for an ultra clean shave that brings out your A game. And then it goes on. They had like a video. They asked for beta testers, and then they like had some. They like basically look like electric razor foils on the front of the mouse. So that was an actual campaign that they did. The Razor. Not an actual device, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. 0 for 2. 0 for 2.
0 for 2. I feel like you're.
I'm going for a streak. I'm going for a streak.
I feel like you're gonna get one pretty soon.
Okay.
Next one. This was the Wells Fargo banking app to offer Pony Express option to have money delivered by horse.
It's a fake. It's yours.
Hard fake. That's correct. That's no. I don't even know that Wells Fargo still has a banking app. If we're being honest, I did no research in coming up with that question.
Woo! I did it. I don't have a ding, so that's why.
That's all right.
I do have this.
That's a good one. That's good.
Okay. All right. Those
Fans are
going
to love that on the podcast. All right. So we've got 1 for 3. Not doing too bad. I have to check what my next question is. Okay. All right. Next up is fish-free Tinder. This is where the Tinder app will auto-delete pictures of men holding a fish. So men that enjoy fishing, if their Tinder profile is them holding a fish, auto-delete.
I don't want that to be fake or an April Fool's thing. I want that.
To be real.
I want that to be real. I think that's a real one.
That is correct. This was put out on Tinder's Instagram. So Tinder's now a fish-free zone, and Tinder will immediately remove all fish pics from members' profiles. So
is that like also a dig at like Plenty of Fish? Like
Plenty of Fish in the Sea. I don't know.
Like that's a different like website. Plentyoffish.com is like that's another hookup app.
It could be, yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know that for sure.
I didn't really in the 30 minutes that I came up with this bit. I didn't look it deeply into the intent behind all of these. I'm just here to do the work. All right. So you're
2 for 2.
2 and 2, right? That's good. Yeah. You're even right now.
Yeah.
So could go any way. Entering into the second half of this exciting April madness. Next one up, ChatGPT revealed to be George Santos's actual campaign manager.
I'll say I want to F. I want to say here's my reasoning for my answer. I want to say it's fake, and here's why. Before you give me the answer, because ChatGPT is not that dumb. So I want to give at least ChatGPT 4 some credit here and say that it's fake.
That is fake. That is one that I made up. and also one that I'm most proud of. because
That's
I love the idea of George Santos trying to come up with his next rationale and just asking GPT to come up with a backstory for him.
like no. This is my D&D campaign. Chat GPT. No, my campaign slogan stuff. That's a different context. That's a different channel.
Absolutely. All right, next.
Wait. I got it right.
We got the air horn. Next up, Invisalign introduces glowing bling Visalign with embedded rhinestones. so you can straighten your teeth and show off your style with bling Visalign.
What's my score now? I'm like
you're 3 and 2. So you have 3 correct.
And there have been 3 trues, 2 trues. I'm gonna say it's true. I'm gonna say it's true.
Yeah, that's no, I made that up. That's
damn it.
that one is fake. For those listening at home, you may be realizing this is the part of the show where Brandon starts metagaming. Starts trying to figure out how many he's gotten right, how many he's gotten wrong, how many were true, how many were wrong. All right, so
we're gonna talk about gaming here. Remember this, people in the chat. Remember, I want to talk about this metagaming piece after we're done with this game.
Okay, so you're tied. 3 correct, 3 wrong. You have two options left.
Okay.
So, next up, we have Crocs to become the official shoes of the XFL in 2024.
I thought I saw something for Crocs, but I don't remember if this was the context. So I'll say true. I'll say it was the real one, and if it's not, then I know the next one is true. So that works.
Womp, womp, womp. Shit. Fans of the podcast, a little behind the scenes. Originally, I was thinking about making this that the Green Bay Packers announced that they were going to have cheese tubs at Lambeau, where they would be like hot tubs filled with melted cheese that fans could enjoy. And I thought that's way too far off, so I went with the Crocs, and it fooled you. So worth it.
You know, that's a beauty for April Fools is they're all stupid.
They're so dumb. All right, finally, our last one. This is an advertisement for Love Language, a streaming reality series coming to Peacock, sponsored by Duolingo.
Well, I'm gonna go with true.
It is true, obviously. Because he meta games.
That was so loud. Sorry. Yeah. Because I meta game. I knew it was true. Yeah. Okay. So Love Language.
So this was actually really funny. They produced an entire advertisement for a competitive, like a dating reality game, like The Bachelor or something like that, or Love Is Blind, or the types of popular, dating reality shows on streaming services. But the premise behind this is that it's like 8 singles living in a house, but none of them speak the same language, so they all have to use Duolingo to learn other languages so that they can communicate with other people in the house. And there's a giant Duolingo like mascot that's running around the house, and like somebody gets pushed off a balcony at one point. It's great. You should look up the Love Language official trailer. Highly recommended. Because it's just funny. It was really that was probably one of my favorite April Fool's pranks of 2023. So that concludes the April Madness game for 2023. Congratulations, Brandon.
Yeah.
50%, which is failing in the American education system. But, we had fun. We learned some things.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
And that's really what matters. So
The only April Fool's thing I actually paid attention to, actually noticed, because I tend to shy away or from paying attention to it. But the Joe Bob stuff, Darcy the Mail Girl, really, she's always like, Halloween 3. He needs to show Halloween 3, which is Season of the Witch, and it's like there's no Michael Myers whatsoever. It's like a side story with Tom Atkins with like masks and Halloween masks that are like on Halloween. They're gonna kill all the kids. Anyways, so the April Fool's joke for there was, good news, everybody. We're gonna show Halloween 3 on The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob. It wasn't great, it was, but we all really wanted it, we really wanted it.
I got. I think.
Got.
Maybe twice. On April Fools, one of them turned out to kind of be true, and it was something about them completely killing the Multiverses game and it being like coming offline, like the game is dead. R.I.P. Multiverses. And then I realized, no, the game is coming offline, but it's because it was in beta and they're re-releasing it in 2024.
Yeah.
Or some point. But the tweet I saw, was that the game was dead. Like they were done producing. I was like, and I even sent you a message. I was like, oh, R.I.P. Multiverses, at least until 2024. As I realized that I was wrong.
When you sent that to me, I didn't realize that you had read a different thing that was an April Fool's type thing.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen that news. I knew that was a thing, and there had been a dialogue about multiverses going away till 2024 because it was in beta, which seems really weird to me because it was in beta, but people spent a ton of money on it already. Yeah. So it just like that. It seems like a weird you spent a bunch of money. We're going away. Bye. Just kidding.
Yeah, hopefully we come back with angel investors.
And they'd already done a couple seasons of the game. So, it just seemed kind of odd that they would do that. And so when you said RIP Multiverses, I thought that was kind of a conversation about, you came out with this game, a lot of people liked it, and now you're taking it offline. And are people really going to want to come back to it in 2024 when you try to make its reappearance? But that's not what it was.
Yeah, that's not what it was.
That's not what it was.
The other thing that got me was, and I'm trying to see if I can find it. I don't know if it was a video. I think it might have been on Instagram or something like that. But it was the guy that did the Obi-Wan Kenobi series fan supercut, where he took the entire series and cut it into one feature-length movie, removing what he felt were some unnecessary scenes, things like that. He was sharing all these news posts of fan supercut purchased by Disney, and there was a picture of him with Dave Filoni, and then Disney potentially releasing fan supercut to Disney Plus in this. And anyway, so there were some really credible, at least at first glance, credible looking pages, which the guy is an editor and he's got skill, right? So he just edited himself into these pictures with Filoni, and I might have been I don't think it was Bob Iger, but it was somebody else from Disney or something.
Favre?
It might have been, yeah. And then basically it was this announcement that they were going to release his version of Obi-Wan on Disney Plus, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is kind of awesome, and what a cool story for this guy that he put together a fan trailer. Oh, that was it, that he got hired by Lucasfilm. like that they liked it so much that
Oh.
they hired him and all this stuff. And I was just like, this is so cool. Like, this is awesome that they're doing this. It turned out to not be correct. It was April 1st.
That's April Fool's.
Gotcha. It was a gotcha, and I got got.
You know what we should have done on Ram is if it like we're officially sponsoring the Justice for Justin.
If it had aligned with our normal release schedule, that might have been something. But we don't release episodes on Sunday or Saturdays typically, so that might have been a little suspicious. But.
We're announcing our well, not Kickstarter, but our
GoFundMe for Justice for Justin. Yeah. I don't think I would want to have that out as a joke for people to misinterpret. So.
I agree, but no one listens to this podcast, so we are okay with saying
right. So go to
Justice for
J for J GoFundMe.org.
Okay, let me go back. We're changing the subject. Going back to the metagaming thing. So I want to have a real quick conversation about this metagaming thing because we played. I went to the mall on Saturday after running 6 miles to my parents' house.
Look at you go! Let me just pick up that humble brag that you just dropped on the floor.
Yeah. We can talk. You know, you've been talking a lot about running. You know,
4 more weeks, baby.
I gotta throw in some running talk there. But so I went with the kids to the mall, and then we went into one of those board game stores, and he had wanted. We have King of Tokyo. We have
great game if you haven't played it.
We have the King of Tokyo expansion, but there's a King of Tokyo Dark Edition, and we played it a couple times on Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there's an April Fool's gag for Board Game Arena, but I'll get into that later. But what it is like it's all the board is dark. All the character designs are a little bit different. It adds some new functionality for the game. Like if you roll 3 1s, there's a cultist track where you can get extra bonus abilities. Anyway, he wanted that game for a long time. It looked great. He's like really likes the designs. Picked it up, brought it home. We started playing it, and so when you're playing King of Tokyo, there you're rolling. You're trying to attack the other monsters. You're trying to gain energy. You're trying to get hearts. You're trying to stay alive. You're trying to get victory points. And with the energy, you use that's your money. Yeah. You're able to buy cards for abilities. And at any given time, there's 3 cards that are on display on the board. And you're like, you can buy the cards and they're like 4 energy or 5 energy or 6 energy or 2 energy. Or you can refresh the deck you can pay 2 energy.
Swap them out. Yeah.
Swap them out, right? So here's a strategy. Is if I have 4 energy and the card I really want is 5 energy and I don't roll any more money and I can't buy that card, but I know for a fact that the person after me is going to buy that card, I am going to refresh the deck because
if I can't have it, no one will.
That's right. And so Chelsea has accused me of like, you know, you're cutthroat playing the games. I'm like, that's strategy. That's how you're supposed to play it. I can't help that. I can't help that's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, I would argue that's maybe not necessarily metagaming, but it is, especially when you're playing with kids or you're playing a casual family game.
He wasn't next on the. He wasn't going to buy it. She was going to buy it.
When when we bought, what's the tile game?
Azul.
That's right, Azul. I bought a physical copy of Azul after we played it a ton on Board Game Arena, and everybody in the family likes it, which is a little unfortunate because it only supports 4 players and we're a 5-person household. But we play with different groups, and everybody's learning the rules as we're first playing the game. And obviously, I've played it a little bit more because we play online. So I'm teaching people, but like, there are periods where I am outscoring other family members by 10, 20, 30 points potentially.
Uh-huh.
And there are points like 3 or 4 playthroughs of the game where Sheena is suddenly like, "Oh, I see what you're not picking those tile, or oh, you're putting that tile by those ones so you get more points when you place this one." I'm like, "Yeah, I explained that. You didn't explain it enough for me." That's not how she says it. But like, it's just, I think you and I are willing to utilize higher end strategy in a board game, knowing full well that the people we're playing with in our family are not necessarily thinking to that level in the game.
Yes, I mean that is true.
There he goes. He's gone. We lost him. Make a mark. 31 minutes. 31 minutes on mine. Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
cut out.
31 minutes on my count.
Where was I? What was the last thing you heard from me?
You went like this because your hands were in the air.
Okay. I was playing Azul with my coworkers, and here's what happened. There's 4 of us playing, and it's getting towards the end of the round, and it's a pretty low scoring game right now. Like I have 10 points. The person next up, like first place, is 12 points.
Sure.
And I'm looking at the tiles, and I'm like, okay, here's what's left. If I pick any of these, it might come back to me. I might get the ones I want, but I don't think it's going to work out for me long term. But if I select just this one and put it on an open spot, I know that someone is going to get stuck with 8 tiles because I looked at everybody else's board. So my friend Clark, whose turn it is next, he has his row of 5 all filled up right now. He's got the row of 4. It has 2 tiles in it currently. And the only move that he has left is to take 8 yellow tiles. And let me see.
This is a game you're currently playing right now?
Yeah, not actively. Like I
sure,
just
but yeah.
Yeah, us talking about it. And I knew that's what I was shooting for. I was shooting for somebody to get that massive amount of tiles to fuck them over and make their points go down. I knew it.
Cutthroat. Chelsea was right.
Whatever.
You and I are playing a game right now on Board Game Arena that I still don't understand even what the goal of the game is. So excited to see how the end game plays out for us.
That goal is just to plant a bunch of plants, like your 16 by 16 grid of plants over the course of the game, and then once it's over, then you'll count all the victory points.
Planting the 4x4 grid, does that trigger the end game?
Yeah, once all the plants are planted, then the game ends.
Good, then we're almost done. One last thing, there from 5 long years in the chat asking about play Secret Hitler. I got good at that. Secret Hitler is a game in a genre of games that I am on the fence about in terms of games where you have to use deception and like social cues to try and identify someone who is not being trustworthy.
Sure.
There are so many games like this, right? We used to call it
Mafia,
like Mafia growing up, and
Werewolf.
Werewolf. There's what's it called on Jackbox? There's one called Faking It on Jackbox.
Faking It. We played that last night. Yeah.
Family loves it. Secret Hitler's another one. There's tons of these games. There's one called Chameleon. That's a really interesting mechanic because it's like a word clues type game, and you have to give a clue, not knowing what the actual prompt is. It's interesting, but I am cursed with insane amounts of integrity and honesty and humility. It's the burden that I bear. Frankly, I'm just bad at lying a lot of the time. I guess guilt, maybe that's another one. And if it's a group of relative strangers or people that I don't know that well, I can do okay. I can hold my own at times. If I play any of these games with my wife of 17 years, whom I have been with for 2 decades, nope, non-starter. The second I pull the trigger card saying that I am to be, untruthful, she's looking at me like, it's you, isn't it? Yep, I knew it.
Yeah, yeah. But she's really good at lying, which I don't know what that means. I don't know what that says about her.
I
But
don't know that she is. At times she can be. Other
she
times,
the times we played those deception games with her, she's been pretty solid about it.
I will say there are times when she's really good at lying until the moment she's accused.
Oh,
The moment it's like, wait a minute, is it Sheena? And then she's like, you got me. I just couldn't.
we're playing Faking It last night, and it was this Jackbox game Faking It. Different types of prompts, right? So you have your phone, and it says if you're the faker, it might say like the game might be like raise your hand if you did or if you didn't, or hold fingers up to like how many times you did something, or point at somebody who is the most likely to be something.
Yeah.
And so we played a couple rounds, and like when I'm the faker, like when I play those games, I'm just quiet all the time because I'm like the best strategy is to not react one way or the other. Yeah. And still I suck at those games because they just always think I'm the faker no matter what.
Yeah.
But so Chelsea was the faker. All right. In this one where it's like you have to point at whoever is the person. And when you're the faker, it just says just point at somebody. Right?
Yeah. Make up a lie. Yeah.
And so the prompt was, who is most likely to be a politician? And the kid points at me. I point at me. and I look at Chelsea, and she's on the couch, and she just does this like very slow motion, like scanning the room, see who everyone else is pointing at, and then points at me. And I'm like, you're the faker. It's you. Yeah. And then there was another prompt, and she was a faker again, like the second time around, and the same thing. She's like, I did it faster that time. Like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Yeah. So, yeah, I've played Secret Hitler. I think I've only played that game like once, but I've played all sorts of other games like that. I like them in the right group at the right time for the right amount of time. It's not like if we're doing a game night or we're like really like maybe we throw something like that into the mix, but that typically doesn't tend to be the types of games that I gravitate towards.
Sure.
But they are fun. I do enjoy them. I like them more than say your Cards Against Humanity apples to apples type games, which
yeah. Those games I do like those games, I think, more. The whole deception piece is it's a lot of acting, and like I don't like actively lying. I'm okay with hiding the truth and not being honest about the truth. But directly lying, bad at it. Can't do it. If you said to me, Brandon, do you like me as your friend? Like, am I your really close friend? I would have
Brandon, am I your best friend?
I would have a hard time lying to you, Travis. But if we were talking around it easily, I can,
Easily. Easily.
you think that you're my best friend forever. Um, anyways, so I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like those games really.
Did you ever buy a physical copy of Wingspan?
I didn't know, but at this game store, there's the Wingspan and there's a couple expansions. I'm interested in getting it, but the dark mode, King of Tokyo, was
That's
it
fair.
instead.
There's another game that's Wingspan-esque. I think it's called like Evermore or something like that.
Oh, it's
I
like
mean,
with like the badgers and shit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It I it looks equally as complicated, and the quality of the design just looks really really nice. So I want to try that one, but
That's a
I need
Target.
to pull out Wingspan and play that again. It's been a few months.
Yeah.
So
Well, so Travis, I mentioned that I have a surprise for you, and here it is. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop some surprise knowledge on you.
'kay.
Well, here's the thing. I already led the background for today's episode, what we're going to talk about, which was the April Fool's stuff and how that was last minute. Well, I talked to our consultant, our professional consultant, Matt Sizemore, about what the hell are we going to talk about today? This is before the April Fool's stuff. And he's like, you can ask questions, do a survey. I'm like, we don't have time to get people to give us a survey.
Yeah.
Just ask me a bunch of questions and then I'll ask them on a podcast. So here we are now. It is part 2 of this episode. This will be pretty quick. Matt Sizemore's questions to give us content.
I love it. I love it.
All right, all right. So his first question, I said,
You
zero
asked for it.
zero effing idea what to talk about. He said, "How about best online multiplayer game?" In your opinion, Travis, what is the best online multiplayer game that you've played?
VR chat. No, I'm just kidding. I
Deal.
haven't played that. Online multiplayer game. Oh man. I mean that's a lot of options. Am
Well,
I the
I'll
only
go.
one answering these, or do you have
No,
answers too?
I'll go ahead and answer to give you a little bit of
World of
space.
Warcraft?
Wait, I mean, you didn't even play World of Warcraft, so you don't know.
I played it.
No,
just
you
not
didn't.
just not as
No,
much as you.
you didn't play it. Okay.
I maxed multiple characters.
Really?
Yeah. I
Was your
I occasionally tried raids, but the part for me where those types of games get boring is once you have maxed out a character. I enjoy leveling, I enjoy exploring the world, but then when it's like, hey, let's just grind this same raid 30 times and see if I can get an incrementally better piece of gear so that I'm a little bit better when I do this raid 30 more times. Yeah, I'm done. Thanks. Fun times, guys. I'm done.
That doesn't sound like multiplayer for you. Like that seems like a very solo efforted game. That doesn't really answer the question. Like it's multiplayer.
Duty.
We're gonna play some COD. Oh, here it
Rocket
is.
League. How
He
about
put his-
Rocket
his
League?
finger up. Okay, I'll accept it.
Perfect center.
Perfect center. Perfect center. We played some Rocket League this weekend, and you're right. It is a very very solid game.
Halo.
Very solid.
Love playing some Halo.
Um,
I don't know. What about you?
It depends on the person. Like I like multiplayer games. I do like some COD. I do. I like playing StarCraft cooperatively. I don't like playing against people. I like playing with people. But like finding the people for that is not always easy. I do like League of Legends. I liked doing not Dota or like Underdark. That
Under What was that
The,
called?
the auto chess games.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Those are fun, and even like I would love to play those games with you again. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Civilization. I'm a fan of Civilization. So yeah,
I knew you were gonna bring up Civ. I knew that
uh,
you were going to.
it's
For me, StarCraft, I'm just not that good at RTSs, so there is a ceiling for me on those games where I just like, okay, too much stuff's going on. All right, nope, this feels like work now. I'm done. Like, yeah,
yeah, for sure. Like I multitask enough in my day-to-day life.
yeah,
I don't need to do
yeah.
it.
I'm already running around putting out a bunch of fires. I don't need to do this for fun. Yeah.
All right, next question. Do you want me to start listing them here? Is what he says next in the chat. I don't think that was a question for us, but
Okay. I
so
mean,
I guess
it was in fact a question. And I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
okay. All right. I will agree with that. That was an easy question. That's
Yeah.
why these are going. That's why these are going so quick.
So easy.
Okay. So then he says, "What's your go-to favorite multiplayer game?" It was the same question, so let's go ahead and skip that one. What food are you most consistently happy with? That's an interesting question. I've
That
never
is an interesting
heard
question.
the
Yeah.
question asked in that way before. No, normally it's like, "What's your favorite food?" What foods do you like the most? Which is a variation of "What's your favorite food?" But which food are you most consistently happy with?
It
Ah,
it brings up a very interesting sort of dynamic because you can have you could say I love pizza, but there are so many different types of pizza, styles of pizza, places that make pizza very differently to where you may go get a New York slice and then go get a deep dish and you're like, oh, I don't like this as much, or the toppings are different, or they use different sauce or cheese. So yeah, I think a food that I am most consistently happy with, the easy answer is ice cream. But that's also not really food. That's more of a
no, I
treat.
mean it's food.
Um,
You can count that if you want to count that. That's
you
your
know
answer.
what? You know what food came into my head like initially, like right away, was a Philly cheesesteak
Huh.
with the caveat that it doesn't have mushrooms on it.
Hmm.
So if their Philly cheesesteak offering comes with mushrooms, I'm not. But without the mushrooms, I'm in. I'm there. I'm
I
in.
I feel like my initial answer was gonna be Mexican food and like just like an enchilada with ranchero sauce, right? Like with the red sauce, like consistently, even if it's like Tex-Mex or it's like some shitty restaurant somewhere, that's still gonna be like that was that's good enough. Like I
Yeah.
got myself an enchilada. Um, but I have something I have something that we will both agree on. I'm gonna say it, and I think I can sense that you're like, oh, actually, no, I know what he's gonna say. It's the smirk is brewing. Like In and Out is just it's there. Like
That's what a hamburger's all about.
even when it's bad, you just like this was not the best In and Out burger I've had, but it was still an In and Out burger, and it tasted exactly
Yeah.
like I needed it to.
Yeah. I'll take bad in and out on any day.
Yeah,
Like
like I've never
spoken
had
like two Cali boys.
I've never had it to where I'm like, this sucked. This burger sucked, and I will never come. The service sucked. The burger sucked. The fries sucked. Even when the fries are bad, I'm like,
And sometimes the
they're
fries are bad. I'm not here
no.
to be
Uh,
dishonest about that.
they were cooked too much. They were cooked too little, but they're still cooked.
They are cooked potatoes. Yeah.
um. So yeah, that's my answer for that. Oh,
Sure.
Popeyes over in the chat. Always Popeyes. We do good by you.
Yeah. Spicy. Got to go with the spicy
I go with spicy.
Popeyes. I like their mashed potatoes or
They're
whatever.
they're Greg and I would go to Popeyes. I would always get the chicken etouffee. The rice and
Oh, okay.
sausage and the chicken. And I don't see that served anymore. You know, I don't
Thanks,
see it served.
COVID.
Thanks. You know what else I don't see served anymore? Over at Kentucky Fried Chicken, the breaded hot wings, they discontinued them. And you know what sucks is I would buy like a 20 piece of those, not eat any, put them in the fridge, and then eat them cold. They were so delicious. I got the kid to like them. I got him hooked on them. As soon as I got him hooked on them, because it's a cruise family staple. As soon as I got him hooked on them, they discontinued them. No more.
Are we talking like a traditional bone-in hot wing that is then breaded and fried?
Yeah, no sauce, just the spices.
Just tiny, like a does it come in a tiny bucket of tiny chicken?
No, it came in like a box, a rectangular box.
They would have sold it better if it was
They're
a
so
bucket,
good.
a tiny
They're
bucket.
so good for so long, for so many years. So many years I craved them.
You heard it here, KFC. Bring back the breaded tiny chickens.
You destroyed my son's life, you bastards. Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
All right.
Well, let us know. Send us an email, apatheticenthusiasmshow@gmail.com. What food is the most consistently good for you?
And I have one last question for you from Matt, which is it wasn't pushed in the form of a question, but it was best Disney movie. Go.
We have to break this down. I'm sorry. Are we talking strictly animated? Are we talking under the Disney production label?
This
Are
this
we,
is
are
this
we
is
counting
your
Miramax? Are we talking like?
this is your shit, man. Like, you make the decision. However you want to define what a best Disney movie is, that's up to you.
Jeez, best Disney movie, Pixar. I mean, like I don't even feel like I should talk about them. Oh, but okay, best Disney movie. Phew. Tough. It's tough. This like I was really tough.
I thought this was going to be an easy one for you.
No.
I thought you were going to be like, well, I mean, obviously it's going to be Snow White and Seven Dwarfs because that kicked everything
No.
off.
I mean, it's the OG, obviously.
That kicked everything off. Of course.
Completely created an entire genre. I mean,
It's the Citizen Kane.
it is the
Disney movies.
cornerstone of an entire industry. But no, like Lion King jumps out to me as just like so great. The art, the story, the music,
Yeah.
like the comedy in it. Like there's, makes you laugh, makes you cry. I'm not recency biased, but like if you haven't watched Encanto, you better check yourself. Like
I have not.
Encanto, as a near 40-year-old man, I am willing to admit this on the internet. I can hardly get through that movie without crying. Like it's great.
It's that affecting to you, huh?
It is. And that I don't know if that's a result of generational trauma. Who knows? which is a storyline from the movie. Who knows? But it's really good. And that Lin-Manuel Miranda soundtrack? Come on, let's go. Have you watched it? Have you watched Encanto?
No, I haven't. You bringing up Lin-Manuel Miranda makes me less likely to do it out of spite. But I know I need to. I know I need to. I know I should.
It's good. Like objectively, it is good.
But I can't help. But when it's late at night and I'm like, I just want to watch a movie before I go to sleep, that I go back to like the relaxing movies, like Donnie Darko or Dread with Carl Urban or RoboCop. The movies that are going to help me go to sleep because they're they're calming. You know, they have good moral
Sure. I got you.
messages behind it, right? Um, like lullabies. They're lullabies, if you will.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
the classic Shakespearean sense.
Sure. Yeah.
Fight Club. I fell asleep to Fight Club the other night, and
Don't talk about it.
I wanted to stay awake through it, but you know everything's just a copy of a copy of a copy eventually,
With your
which
little
is a good
single-serving
book.
friends. Yeah.
It's a good book too if you haven't read Fight Club. I might read it again actually.
I think I've got Fight Club 2, the graphic novel, nearby
Oh.
somewhere.
Palinock.
I think I read it. I think I read it.
Anyways, that's the last question I had for Matt, which was the Disney movie. I didn't answer what my favorite the best Disney movie is.
Yeah, what do you think?
Okay. Well, I mean,
Herbie Rides Again.
Don Knotts, the original Herbie the Love Bug.
The Absent-Minded Professor.
Uh, did they produce Flubber? Did Disney produce Flubber?
Yes. Yes, they did.
Then definitely Flubber.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
No,
I'm like literally looking around my office trying to be like, oh, what other Disney movies do I have
what?
stuff from?
I thought you were looking for Flubber. I thought you might have like
No,
some
I
weird
do not.
like. Oh man, I grabbed this Flubber last time I went to Walt Disney World. Like they have Flubber merchandise.
Look at I don't lie. It's right there. It was within arm's reach.
The Fight Club too. The graphic novel. If I'm gonna go Disney best, I guess I would just have to go with I'll stick with Lion King just because it's easier. Um, and it's just so easy.
Have you seen Moana?
Yeah, they're doing live action. I don't know if you saw
You
that.
saw that. I almost
did.
made that an April Fool's thing, but then I ran the risk of you actually seeing it. So
You're welcome.
what can I say? Except
Shiny. I hate that song. And that is the worst song. Oh God, I hate that song.
it's Jermaine.
I know who it is.
Yeah,
I hate songs from people I love.
it's fair. It makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah, yeah. No, that shiny song's not the shining moment of that movie for sure.
If they did the Humans Are Dead in that movie, the binary solo 00000.
They go to the aquatic underworld and find robots from the future.
The distant future. That distant future. Hey, speaking of distant future, I want to talk about something real quick. Getting away from the questions, we've been talking about AI a lot, and so this is Brandon's AI minute. Let's see. Brandon's AI minute. Minute. Yeah, Brandon's AI minute. So going through a bunch of AI tools, whatever, I came upon one which was where you have Microsoft Sam, you have where it does the voice to text, right, Alexa or whatever. Well, there's one that can do like voice modeling. So I paid $5 just to kind of test this out to model my voice, and I figure normally I'm like technology. I'm hesitant about like putting myself out there, but I know that our voices are out there. Anybody can grab our audio whenever they want to.
Yeah.
If they wanted to grab our faces, it's out there. So I'm like, well, the damage is done.
Yeah.
F it, I'll do this, right? So what this tool is, I forget the name of it, but it'll take a minute of your audio. And so what I did was I just to myself, talking to myself, I was like, I just started rambling for a minute. Turn that into MP3, put it into this AI tool. It analyzed it, and what it does is you can type in a script, type in whatever words you want it to say, and then it will model a voice after what you sound like, and it's pretty good. I mean, I know my voice, so like there's you can tell it's not me in some senses,
Sure.
but it sounds close enough to me that somebody would be fooled. Um,
Can you provide it with additional sample data to try to help improve it, or is it like
yeah,
so?
yeah,
Okay.
you can put like three to five different samples in there to give it that variation.
Yeah.
Um, and so what I was doing was I I was just so amazed by this thing. So using Chat GPT, somebody would like give me like a random prompt. So Mitch, he was like he was like a Bela Lugosi, like a Bela Lugosi rap. And so I went to Chat GPT, give me a rap about trying to be like Bela Lugosi. And then it popped something out super fast, right? In like 10 seconds, it popped something out.
It's
I
ridiculous.
co- I copied and pasted that, put it directly into this voice AI, and within another 10 seconds it gave me the MP3 of my voice doing a Bela Lugosi rap. And it's just like it's so incredible, it's so amazing. It's scary,
A
but
little,
also
a little bit, yeah.
like it goes back to our talk about it being a tool, it being a tool that people use and can use. And it won't like it makes our lives easier. It makes our jobs easier if we're using it correctly. But AI will then need to be used, and AI has been used to sniff out AI, right?
Yeah. Have we talked about the story of someone trying to program Chat GPT to see how far it could get with like a certain problem set, and it got to a website where it needed um to enter a captcha, and obviously captchas are designed to keep robots out, right? They ask the question, "Are you a robot?" Right? And so ChatGPT couldn't get through this. So it went ahead and hired um a like short-term helper, right? There are people out there on the internet that you can pay them a small amount of money to do simple tasks, right? And so it hired this person to complete the captcha for it, and the person said, "Well, are you actually a robot like that's trying to get through this?" And ChatGPT responded and said, "No, I'm blind. I just can't see it and need help." So, I for one welcome our new robot overlords. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I back to this episode, right? And I came up with 8 questions for you for the April Fool's game. I numbered them 1 through 8. The first 4 were real. The last 4 were fake. Numbered them 1 through 8, and then I went out to Google, and I Googled list of random numbers from 1 through 8, and I wanted it to do I've used Google as a random number generator before. You give it a span of numbers, and it will give you a random number, right?
Hmm.
But I wanted the full list. I wanted it to export the whole list to me, and it just gave me one number, and I was like, all right, let's try ChatGPT. So I go to ChatGPT and I say, the prompt I say, randomize a list of numbers 1 through 8. And it says, sure, here's an example code snippet in Python to randomly shuffle the numbers 1 through 8. And then it has a block where it has the Python code in the correct syntax for me to enter a random number generator into code. And so I had to then follow up, can you give me the random list? Because I didn't feel like making a Python app. I just wanted a list of numbers.
Yeah,
And I
just do
said,
it
sure,
for me.
sure, here's an example of random lists of numbers 1 through 8. And it gave me the question order that you were given tonight. So, but yeah, I mean,
It's
this
pretty cool.
kind of responsiveness and the fact that it can provide you these types of unique results so quickly, it's
Yeah.
really impressive.
So I transferred over my Dracula rap so you can listen to it here on the episode. Remember this took no more than a minute from start to finish. The prompt, getting the prompt from the text, putting in Chat GPT, giving me the song, and then me putting it into the voice AI, it producing something, and me downloading it. All under a minute. Here we go.
If I were Bela Lugosi, I'd be the king of horror, seducing all the ladies with my Transylvanian aura. I'd rise from my coffin with my cape and fangs, and leave all the mortals quivering in their pangs. I'd play Dracula with style and grace, and bring a new level of darkness to the place my eyes would hypnotize and my voice would mesmerize, leaving all the mortals paralyzed with surprise. But if I were Bela Lugosi, I'd also have a heart, a gentle soul beneath my macabre art. I'd show the world that there's more to me than meets the eye, and leave a legacy that will never die.
What I love about this
A minute. A fucking
is it's a rap, but there's no beat, there's no backing track, and because it's an AI reading it without any knowledge that it needs to like put a hip hop rhythm to it, it just feels like a really macabre poem about Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like if you gave me that script to read, I would not have read it with that rhythm.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's very very strange. Anyways, as I sent that to everybody, and Chelsea is like, I don't want to listen to a fake version of you. It's too creepy.
It's weird because I noticed like it pausing to like take a breath.
Yeah.
Like there's like a breathiness at the end of some of the words.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. It's really weird. And I want to train it with way more audio of our voices. and then have the Chat GPT bonus episode where Chat GPT just writes an entire script of Apathetic Enthusiasm. We use the other app to produce it, and then we just release it.
Yeah.
Hashtag profit.
You want to hear another one? I don't think I sent this other one to you. Let's see. Here we go. This is another one. This one, so Sizemore, he was like amazed. What the hell? What the hell's going on? You didn't record that one? Like, no, I didn't record it. Give me a prompt. He's like, okay, here's a prompt. Took it, ChatGPT'd it, and then put it through the voice AI, and here's what it came up with.
Good evening, and welcome to the 10 o'clock news. In an unexpected turn of events, an antelope, a platypus, and Ellen DeGeneres have all reportedly fallen in love with each other, sparking a love triangle that has taken the world by storm. But that's not all. The three lovebirds have announced that they're packing up and moving to Antarctica to start a new life as farmers. What started as a simple love triangle, however, has quickly turned into a love octagon, with 4 more members joining the mix. It's a story that has captivated the world, and we'll have all the latest updates as this unlikely romance continues to unfold.
So that one doesn't
Unbelievable.
sound as much like me.
Sure.
It's a little higher pitched, but still, I'm like, it would fool my grandma if I
Yeah.
sent that to her and I was like, hey ChatGPT, write a script about how I got abducted and I'm in Mexico and I need $2,500 to get out of prison. It would do it, and it would fool my grandma. And guess what? It has fooled my grandma.
Can you rewrite it to increase the sympathy?
For this one, it only gives you 2 options. So the one thing about this is it doesn't give you any options for like how you want it to present the voice. It just says like there's 2 sliders. The one slider is variation or consistency, and the other one is I forget what the other one is exactly. But the whole idea is that like for the consistency part, it makes it more monotone, and where it's like this more so, it doesn't have a lot of variation to it. It just kind of goes like this. Whereas the more variation, it gets more chaotic. Where you're like, hey, so here's what I want you to know is that but it doesn't say like make it happy, make it sad, make
Yeah.
it more excited,
Yeah.
make it more musical. Eventually, I'm sure there's a tool out there like that already, but that's going to be next. That's what will be next. Like
Yep.
train a voice using these samples. Here's my happy voice. Here's my sad voice. Right.
sad voice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Whereas seeing was believing, whereas hearing, where a photo was worth 1,000 words or whatever. Now everything's AI generated. It's all fake. You can't believe anything.
This episode.
Happy April Fools, everybody.
We actually did this through voice AI. We didn't tell you, but that's what it was.
Thank you for listening to this podcast.
0000001.
Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to figure out when we post new videos. And write a review. Do all the things. Thank you for listening. This has been Apathetic Enthusiasm.
Those were all real things though that you wanted people to know. Because the episode's gone a little bit long, but it's important. Follow us on Apathusiast. Follow Travis over on Jugglemino. Follow
Never
me at
post.
He doesn't, but follow him anyways. Follow me at Barnyard Cruise, and go to Instagram, to Facebook, whatever. Send us an email. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Let us know if you have messed with AI. Let us know your Disney movies. Let us know if there's any April Fool's things that we missed. Let us know.
Let us know. We're going to go spend a little bit of time, watch the second half of this championship game over in the Twitch post-show. If you want to see that post-show, you can watch us live Monday nights over on Twitch, or you can support us over at patreon.com/apatheticenthusiasm, where we are now posting video recordings of the post-show over at Patreon. So big thanks to all the patrons. Thanks to you for listening, and until next time, I'm Travis.
And I'm Brandon. Thank you so much for being a part of our listenership. Bye.
Okay, bye.